Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions and anime. I'm not Magpie, I'm Emma. But before we get into what's going on there, would the rest of you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Blackle. My ass hurts a lot. And that's literally the only thing about me currently. That's the only conceivable fact, understandable fact about me at this moment.
Hi, I'm Joey. I was incapable of recording podcast yesterday because I was frozen like a cartoonish like cube of ice, but I am now thawed a little.
God, I wish those had names. So, for those of you, thank you all for introducing yourselves.
A bunch of clowns up in here.
A bunch of clowns. So, for those of you who've never listened to the show before, I'm sorry, first of all. And also welcome. Every week, or at least every episode, we review an anime and gauge our enthusiasm for continuing it based on one and only one episode. Magpie, who is usually the host of our show, couldn't make it to the episode this week, and he made the possibly questionable decision to turn the keys over to us.
He said, let's let the clowns run it this week.
He said, do you guys want to record without me? And we said, are you sure?
I just didn't even respond. I just made frightened and confused noises.
I twiddled my hands together like a cartoon villain. I was very excited.
Blackle.
I was like, this is gonna be the most chaotic episode ever, and I can't wait.
Without Magpie around, we are going to endeavor to, if not make him proud, then at least not make him puke.
We have conflicting goals.
Okay, well, my goal is for Magpie to listen to this episode and think, well, that was an episode of the podcast.
I'm just gonna sit here and watch Blackle and Emma just fight to steer this ship in different directions, and I'm just gonna be kicking back, having a good time.
My goal is for Magpie to hear this episode and just his eyes to just slowly recede into his skull.
for Magpie to think, well, can't do that again.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about during the intro?
I found news.
Blackle found news.
Good. Joey, do you have anything before we hop into the news segment?
No. I just have to say I haven't, been any anime lately. Just things have been happening too much.
Yeah.
Things have been kind of happening a lot lately.
Yeah.
I miss anime, y'all. I miss it real bad sometimes, but...
Yeah. I do want to say before we get into the news.
Okay.
I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
Pertaining to the previous episode, which was where we watched the anime adaptation of...
The Count of Monte Cristo, yes. In space.
Yes.
And I do want to say that I started reading the original Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh shit, nice.
And I am currently, according to the count on the audiobook that I was listening to, over 15 hours in, which is approximately 0.001% of the book, according to my estimation, because that book is very long.
It is long, but that's extreme.
No, it's more like a quarter of the way through.
It's still a lot.
It really feels like, after listening to that thing for I think it's more like 18 hours, because I was listening to other things as well. I literally feel like I've been on this train for so long, and I'm just like, when's the next stop?
Where's this going?
Where is it going? It's juicy, though. It is incredibly...
There's a good movie adaptation. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's fun to watch if you ever want to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I like it so far. It's just long.
Yeah. Do you think that was do you think that was the intended sort of viewing experience of Gankutsuo? Do you think they made it and they were like, so you'll watch this first and then you go read Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo? You think, I don't know. Do you think that was part of the mission statement?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm the only one in the world who's experiencing this in the correct way.
I think you're right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I will write an entire blog post about it. So look out for that. I'm kidding. I will never do that. I will never write a blog post because my head is not working.
Incredible. So can we get that news, though?
I didn't know who was going to be responsible for reading the news, so I just thought, like, in the hour before we started the podcast, I was like, I'm going to look for anime news. What a better place to go to than NHK World Japan website, which is the news network in Japan. So I'm like, maybe there's some anime here, and boy howdy there is. And what is very funny is that apart from a little at a glance clip about the Mobile Gundam statue unveiled in Japan, which I believe we talked about earlier.
Yes, several times. He's our boy.
Woohoo!
I found not one, not two, but 3 whole articles pertaining to Demon Slayer. And I will walk you through them.
Okay.
So the first of these amazing little tidbits, these are all like 1 minute long videos, by the way, and I'll link them for your enjoyment. They all have music that like slaps more than it should. They like
Yeah.
they rip deeply, and I don't understand how they picked the music. Anyway, so the first one is about a train which has been repainted in its entirety to be Demon Slayer themed.
Oh.
According to one child who was interviewed, I never imagined how amazing it would be. Full quote. And so it's just a big blue train that has like Demon Slayer characters like painted on the sides.
Nice.
And there's at the very end of the clip, there's like some really weird aerial photography of the train just going, and it really has like cryptid vibes because like it's going extremely fast, and the airplane camera is quite shaky.
Call that a kabusu no yaiba.
Stop it.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. The second little piece of news about Demon Slayer was a ancient art form gets modern twist in Demon Slayer crossover, where basically a bunch of traditional artisanal roof tile makers made Demon Slayer themed roof tiles.
Nice.
Okay.
Which sounds fake, but it is indeed real, and you can see them on the internet, and they actually look pretty cool. Because they're all like made out of metal, I think. They look like metal, but yeah, and it's just like, they were like, let's make some anime with our roof tile knowledge.
Incredible.
Anyway, but all is not positive in the Demon Slayer world of news.
Uh-oh.
Because we have a problem, because apparently in Demon Slayer, a shrine in the Oita prefecture is featured prominently, and people have been going there and buying amulets for $10 and then selling them online for extremely high prices.
Oh no!
And people at the shrine are very displeased.
That's so vile.
That's so bad.
I know. People are not happy about this at all.
No.
One person said, and I quote, "It's unforgivable," and that's all they have to say on the matter.
They're correct. It is unforgivable.
One person says, "I don't like the idea of profiting by reselling amulets," which is saying it very softly. And one person said, "I'm sure people have their reasons for doing it, but I would like them to stop." And that's the news about Demon Slayer in Japan currently.
Damn. Demon Slayer's fans getting wild up in here this past little bit, huh?
Yeah, they've been getting real spicy.
This is like going to the Vatican to take communion and then being like, just like in the Da Vinci Code.
Sells
Jesus
it for
Christ.
$20.
Authentic communion wafers that have gotten close to Tom Hanks's lips. Wow. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
For that.
Happy to be of service, as always.
Moving on to some perhaps controversially not Demon Slayer based news items for this week.
Fuck you! No more! We have to do Demon Slayer only on this podcast.
Blackle's gonna leave.
I don't think I can handle one more episode about it. So, first up, Studio Ghibli dropped a trailer earlier this week for their very first CGI animated film.
Whoa!
Wow.
Which Hayao Miyazaki was pretty famously against. But it's being directed by his son, Goro Miyazaki.
Ah, okay.
who did get his dad's blessing before doing
Gotcha.
a CG movie through Studio Ghibli.
He's like, Dad, please.
He's like, Dad, come on.
They're good now. The computers can do it good. The computers can do it good now. Dad, please let us.
You're retired for the 7th time. So yeah, it is called Earwig and the Witch.
Wow.
Oh my.
And as I understand it, it's about an orphan who is adopted into a family and does not realize that she is the daughter of Baba Yaga.
Oh my. That's exciting.
So yeah, it's really cool. The way that they translated like the Ghibli house style into 3D CG is actually pretty good. I do still like miss the hand-drawn look, but I think, I don't know, I'm kind of excited for it.
I'm looking at it now, and it really does have Pixar movie from 2005 energy.
Yeah, it does a bit.
I was expecting to see one of those, like, has anyone ever seen those movies where it's like it's CGI but they have a filter over top of it in a way? It's like in the same way that some anime use CG, but it's like
Yes.
a cell shaded.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what I was expecting to see.
Yeah, no, that's like cell-shaded 3D models.
Yeah.
A lot of anime use that now, and
Yeah.
a lot of anime have been reviled for it.
Beastars comes
Yeah.
to mind.
Beastars has done really good work with it, I think, although
Yes.
the manga is a lot more expressive.
Some people still had issues, yes.
Yeah, one of the most famous uproar against the like cell-shaded models is in the Berserk films,
Oh,
which
shit,
were
yeah.
animated almost entirely like that, and lots of people hated it very, very bad. I think sometimes it looks okay, and sometimes... Anyway.
I was expecting to see something like Pixar's Paperman. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch it because it looks very cool. I will link it so
we can't bump Western products on our anime podcast.
That's true, and I'm sorry.
No, that's not true. That's fine. Moving on, Google and Apple have both, through the Google Play Store and through the iPhone whatever store, I don't know, I have an Android, have both named their 2020 Game of the Year, and it's Genshin Impact.
I knew
Yeah!
High five!
Hang on.
Gotcha.
Oh, woo! It's kind of shocking because it was only released in like the end of September, beginning of October, but it's crazy good selling. I know people personally who have spilled their wallets into this game.
Yeah.
It is very fun. It's also the only thing that I have been doing at all during my like 1 month hiatus from the podcast. Not real. It wasn't really a hiatus. It was just every week something was happening to me.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Wish Magpie was here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the only other bit of news that we have this week is Crunchyroll's store that they have, because they have one of those. A store that we see all the time, because we always watch our anime on Crunchyroll legally.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I do.
They have just launched a new Junji Ito collection clothing
Yes.
line.
Yes, yes, yes.
They have a lot of different Junji Ito themed clothes in their shop already, but this line is based on Junji Ito's Cat Diary.
I need it.
Which, if you're not familiar, is Junji Ito, obviously huge famous horror mangaka in Japan, did The Enigma of Amigara Fault and Uzumaki and that one little annoying kid that we
The
hated
little
so
annoying
bad.
kid.
The little tiny
What
bastard
was his
boy.
name? I don't remember.
Anyway, that doesn't matter. But Crunchyroll has launched a new line of clothing themed after his manga series, Junji Ito's Cat Diary, which is about the cats that he and his wife adopted. And it is drawn in the exact same style and really has the exact same themes as most of his other work.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's really exciting. If I had any money at all, I'd be, wow, some of these are sold out already, actually.
Damn.
I know. I noticed that too.
The cat biting the hand, which is the one that I was just about to say I would buy.
Oh.
Oh well.
Well,
But But yeah, go check that out and send some money to our would-be sponsor someday.
Yeah, who knows?
17 years down the line.
I feel like if we do get sponsors, it's either going to be Raycon or NordVPN, though. Like, I've just put that up
We're
there.
gonna get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, and
Alright.
Probably.
we're gonna blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
How about instead we decide on what anime we're going to watch? One of you has something, I believe.
Yeah. So this week there are just so many good things that we could watch. So many terrible, terrible suggestions we've gotten from our lovely viewers, and a few from our previous co-hosts and maybe future co-hosts, fingers crossed. But this one comes from my very good friend Perry. Perry, if you're listening, thanks. For Sarazanmai, which I know literally nothing about beyond having seen the poster before. Let's dig in.
Let's eat it.
Gobble it up. Well, all right. That certainly was an anime, and now that we're all back, I hope we're all ready to just get right up in there.
Oh man.
Is it weird to say I do want to have fun Kappa adventures with all you guys?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with yes. It is a little weird.
Yes,
They
yes,
made
it
seem
is.
so fun.
But Blackle, no, this doesn't seem fun. Blackle, did that look fun to you? Blackle?
Now hold on.
Blackle, I'm so concerned.
Hold on. Let's hear Blackle out here.
Parts of it seemed kind of fun. Their little music segment was kind of fun.
The song,
Yeah.
the spinning.
We're like jumping in media res. It's like, we have to dial it back a little bit.
Okay.
This is our. So you know that thing where like some people will edit a podcast where they put like a funny bit at the beginning just as like a hook?
Yeah.
We're just doing that manually.
You're so right. So normally, I mean, I've been off the podcast for a billion years, but normally I am the one who tries to sort of spearhead a summary of what we watched. And I just don't know that I'm equipped to do that this time.
Okay, I need to paste the blurb that I had to view.
Okay.
Which it'll take me a moment to grab. So why don't we start by talking about like what happened before things started getting weird in the show.
Okay, it's hard to say because I feel like it was weird from the get-go.
It was kind of weird from the get-go.
It had a really pretty intro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was concerned about the presence of some small turtle-based yokai.
Mm-hmm. They're just kind of hanging out.
There was one of the characters in the intro, can I say? And I didn't know, I just wrote this down in like a blind fury. I didn't know that it was going to actually continue to appear this way in the rest of the episode, but it really, really, really looks like that Brendan Fraser meme. Like the eyes and the shitty hair.
It looks like the crying cat in a way. With, like, the really
I
wet
thought you were
eyes.
going to talk about the fact that Garfield was in the intro.
Joey, you're gonna have to walk that back.
In the intro,
sorry.
you know Garfield in the intro.
Garfield?
He's just there.
I guess that is a Garfield.
That flitted across my consciousness. I'm sure I saw that, but I didn't process it.
It appeared for like a fifth of a second, and I was like, why the fuck is Garfield here? But he didn't appear in this episode, so I don't know why he's here.
I mean, I guess that's their hook, right? They show you Garfield in the intro.
They show you Garfield.
So you have to keep watching.
Keep watching, you'll see where he comes in.
There's just... my eyes slid right off of it. Like, I couldn't absorb it.
No, it didn't get into the lock in your mind. It just missed the lock that, under normal circumstances, Garfield will unlock. and allow you to experience Garfield. But unfortunately, in this scenario, it was a failed connection. And this show is all about connections, or at least it tells us.
So there's connections. So before either of you read this little blurb that I found on the Crunchyroll episode that I watched.
Oh my god.
When I glanced over at it, when I pulled open the Crunchyroll page, I did think there was a typo in there at first. There's not a typo.
There's not a typo at all.
There's not a typo in there, and which one of you wants to read this?
3 middle schoolers, Yasuka Kazuki, Kujitoi, and Jin Nayenta, encounter Keppi of the Kappa Kingdom. But stuff happens, and the 3 are enlisted to fight Kappa zombies.
Yeah, it is important to read that as but stuff happens and not but stuff happens.
But stuff happens. No, but stuff happens.
Oh no.
But stuff happens so much, y'all.
This is a really butt-based anime.
Really, yeah.
Just really prostastic.
Oh god.
I do want to. Okay, before we get into it, which I feel like I could either say this at the end or at the beginning to like frame it, but I do want to say it at the beginning, and it was an errant thought that I had as I was watching this, and it was, what if Crazy Frog was a Kappa?
That's why he wore that. That's why he wore the aviator hat to keep his water in.
I don't know if I would say the aviator cap is like the most noticeable feature of Crazy Frog.
That's all I can. It's really the only part of Crazy Frog I'm able to allow my eyes to rest on.
You can't stray down.
I can't let him wander.
Stray.
Or I will go crazy. I will go brum brum.
Fucking hell.
Okay, we have to talk about the anime. We have got to talk about the anime.
Yeah.
Okay, I will summarize it very briefly. There's a guy, there's another guy, and there's a third guy. So there's three dudes.
Yeah.
2 of them get into a kerfuffle because one is caught like trying to steal a car, and he like chases after the person who took a photo of him, and he arrives in this weird plaza area that has a statue of a Kappa, and then he's like, I'm gonna fight you. And then he like takes out his ruler, which he uses to steal cars with, and he like slashes at the dude. And then they knock over the Kappa statue and they get cursed by the Kappa. Anyway, their memories get erased for some reason, and they're not like cursed immediately, and instead they're allowed to go about their day for a bit.
Sure.
And then the dude who was stealing a car becomes a transfer student at the other kid's like high school, which is like they're middle school, sorry. And so I just want to stop here because I do have a point, which is that we see transfer student is like a common theme that happens, like a common trope.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, does this happen often in Japan, or is it an anime thing? And if it's an anime thing, do kids in Japan, if they get an actual transfer student, do they look at each other and just go, "Oh, we're in an anime now"? They like get hype about it. They're like, "Oh, we're an anime now. Oh my god."
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer. I have no idea.
Can't possibly.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not expecting an answer exactly. I'm just spitting those questions out. I'm merely asking. I don't require answers yet. But those are my thoughts while I was watching that scene. I was like,
valid. It is a good question.
I'm curious if like the rate of transfer students is higher in Japan, or if it is simply an anime thing. Anyway, moving on. There's a scene where the kids are in the kitchen and they're just eating
Cucumbers.
Yes, this
cucumbers while somebody practices poor knife skills in the background.
There's a prolonged capification sequence.
Yeah.
Where they start pouring water on themselves and eating cucumbers and doing all the things kappas do. For all of our fans,
If you're familiar with your Kappa lore,
deep into the kappa lore,
it would be very helpful to me if I did know that this was Kappa-related information when I was watching this. Because
Yes.
for me, from my perspective, not knowing a lot about the whole like kappa system of knowledge. This was very confusing. Deeply confusing, I would say.
This was confusing anyways.
That's true.
I'll say.
I think I would describe my viewing experience as, what? Okay.
So, right after the cucumber scene where they're just nibbling the cucumbers, it's very funny. That scene was very good. There's like this granny. They're watching TV with this granny, right?
That's the third guy
And,
who's watching TV with his granny.
Yes.
Yes, and they're talking about boxes. The caption on the TV says, "Seriously, flying boxes?"
Which is what I was thinking.
I loved that. The grandma says something about, "Oh, you better watch out for those kappas. They'll get your anus organ."
No, I will say exactly what she says. She says, "You better watch out, or the kappa will extract your shirikadama."
That's pretty good.
And then the kid was like,
That thing.
All right.
that thing. I can only do it
Just
once.
Take that card back.
Okay, that's fine. It's fair. He's like, "What's that?" And she's like, "It's an organ inside the anus of every human."
See, okay, this scene is important because it is at that very moment that I suddenly realized that there wasn't a typo in that description. I was like, "Uh-oh. Oh god."
Like, okay, well, I guess here comes the butt stuff, huh?
And I didn't know how severe the butt stuff was going to be.
At that moment, I was like, "Okay, all right, all right, okay, all right, cool, okay, cool, all right. I see what I'm getting in for. Okay, I'm just gonna buckle my seatbelt real quick, but I'm watching. Don't you worry."
Shit got so buttful so
Oh
fast.
god. Okay, so yeah, we got to talk about when they go back to the Kappa statue again.
And the kappa statue like emits a purple fog, a purple haze.
And they say, farts?
It's
They're
farts.
like, "Is the statue, bro? Is the statue farting?"
Dude, this statue's totally farting.
Damn, girl, you fart with that statue?
And so, the statue manifests as the King Kappa, and the King Kappa's like, "I'm going to tell you a thing," and the guy's like, "What is this weird frog?" And the Kappa's like, "No, I have a rule. If you call me a frog, I have to eat your ass." And so he does.
Very graphically.
He just hoovers their ass, like, and sucks up their organ. Like, it's that simple, and it's like, it's not even like, I mean, he has a proboscis. We have to say that. He has a proboscis. And he, like, grabs you, and he sucks you into his, like, beak.
Yeah.
And you get sucked into his body. And then he becomes, like, a weird latex skin-tight suit for you for a second, and then
It does a sensual dance.
he does a sensual dance. And then he sucks out your
butt organ. He sucks out your butt organ and then he shits you out. I need y'all to know that I literally screamed, "No!"
He poo-poos you out and you're not a human anymore, you're a kappa.
My notes really break down at that point, and it just says, he's birthing.
I just wrote gross and circled the word gross very severely.
I feel like I've been inoculated against this because I did see a very, very gross Adult Swim short like a couple days ago. And so I'm already primed.
I don't think anything could have prepared me for this.
No.
For the sacks that they come out in.
I think it would have been worse if they didn't come out in sacks.
So, in order to punish them for calling him a frog, this little kappa who lives in a shrine eats them and rebirths them as kappas. And this only happens to the first two guys, and then the third guy happens to show up later and accidentally calls the kappa a frog also, and then they're all kappas.
Just
Yeah.
instantly.
I need you guys, there's so much information that I need you guys to know, and I don't know what the proper order to share is. The main thing is that
Can I ask a question first,
Okay,
really
yes,
quick?
hit me.
The kappa does say Kero? Is that a
Yes.
frog noise?
That is a frog noise.
Okay.
So, I mean, give him a fucking break, Kepi. You are ribbiting.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. You are literally
A lot of
riveting
frogs,
at them,
ribbit,
so
ribbit.
it's kind of on you.
Yeah.
So I need you guys to know that the birth part is not Kappa lore. Everything else is.
Holy
The
shit.
water, the sumo wrestling, the cucumbers, the butt organ,
Huh?
where your soul is, all Kappa lore. Furthermore, Shirikodama literally means you may want to take my hands for
Okay.
this.
Okay. I'm
I'm
holding them.
holding.
Okay, it means ass ball. And
Of course it does.
that's it. That's
Clear as day.
that's part of the legend, is that the Kappa will eat your ass ball where your soul is.
Is that like what organ is like? I guess that's like an actual organ.
It's
like,
your
ass
ass
ball.
organ.
Dog, I don't know. Like, how much clearer can I be? It's the ball in your butt where your soul is.
Your
I see.
soul.
That's exactly the organ.
I mean,
it is.
like, I'm just curious if it's known by medical. I don't know if it's a medical thing or not.
It's-
Or if
Yes.
it's like a soul thing.
Yeah,
If it's
Obviously.
just a soul thing, that's understandable. But if it's a
It's-
medical thing, I think that needs to go into Grey's Anatomy or something.
it's definitely.
They're gonna have an episode about that.
You know when you go in for your shitty Kodama exam and the doctor's like, turn your head and Kero.
Stop!
So the Kappa boys have to go on an adventure to because all these like invisible zombies, they're stealing Amazon boxes from the humans, and
Yeah.
It's called Kapazon.
Kappa's on, of course.
Very good.
So they need to track down where they're going and like defeat whoever's doing it. And they do this in all of 2 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, they do. They did have a musical number, which was very good.
And they sing a song
Yeah.
and they like use powers that they didn't even know they had yet, and they just do it. They just do it. They just get it done. Like, these are efficient Kappa boys.
They're like, we have to stop this. And then they like go around a corner and there's the monster that's doing it.
They do go up into his butt and suck his butt ball out.
And curiously, while they're doing that, a lot of fluid is spraying out of the guy's astral anus. And I'm deeply curious
Yeah.
what the fluid is supposed to be, but I'm also afraid to find out.
It's butt juice, baby.
It's the juice from his fucking machine elf sphincter.
It's butt juice. That's normal.
Machine elf's
Um,
coming up a lot for me today.
Yeah.
So this show has made the bold decision to say that Shiri Kodama are like your fucking spiritual prostate, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not really comfortable with Shiri Kodama in the first place, but the scene where they all turn into a big Kappa anal bead string and like launch up his butt. And then they're like tugging on the last guy, trying to get him out while he's got the butt ball.
Yeah.
And they come out and they're covered with butt juice.
I think they did a good job, and I'm proud of
They're
them.
covered in his fucking Omega slick.
I don't know. I still feel like it'd be fun to go on a Kappa adventure. I don't know what to say.
Joey's anguished cry.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know. It seemed like kind of like a little bit of fun. I don't know. Like it's weird. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's weird. It's gross. It's kind of like disturbing, but it also like I don't know. It's like get it going on like a Splash Mountain ride. Like it's like you will get wet.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess fucking so. I guess if anything can be anything, then sure. It's just like Splash Mountain, huh?
It's just like Splash Mountain. Except less racist.
Here's hoping.
Oh, woof.
So I understand that a lot of our summary, a lot of the episodes so far has not necessarily been a review, has mostly just been a summary of the events of this anime. I
Yeah.
just feel like they speak for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, if this is what you want to get into, you gotta know.
You have to know all of these details.
I didn't.
No, we certainly fucking didn't.
Mm-mm.
So they get the cardboard box zombies, butt ball out and kill him with their big, beautiful dance. And then his butt ball starts to melt. So Cappy, the Kappa Prince, says, "Feed that to me before it melts all the way."
And him saying that is animated on fucking ones. It's incredible. Did you
I
notice that?
know it was. Yeah, I did.
He's just like, bring it to me. And it's like, and the movement of his beak is like perfectly smooth.
So fluid.
It's incredible.
Like last unicorn tear shit. He's like glistening. And he says, "You have to use Sarazanmai." And they go, "Huh?" And then they all yell it together. Just, I guess, to see if it works. And it does.
Yay.
And they turn back into humans. And then do a naked dance together to align their prostate antenna to transfer the secret that lives in the butt ball to the Kappa.
I think they're building a cohesive lore here.
My notes fall apart at this point. It's really just a lot of it. It's like
The imagery.
it just says, "I didn't know. I didn't know. Their butts? What's happening?" And that's all of the end of my notes. They transfer the butt ball to the Kappa Prince, and in the process reveal that our main character, his secret that he's been carrying with him is that he dresses up as an idol and takes selfies of himself to send to someone as like to why does he do that?
I don't know.
What I wrote in my notes is, oh god, is he catfishing this girl? Is he catfishing someone?
But like the implication, the way that he talks about it, doesn't seem like it seems like he's like making some great sacrifice of himself for someone else's happiness.
Yeah, I
don't know what that whole thing is about.
That's probably something that you gotta get into the show for, I guess.
Yeah.
And the worst thing, God help me, is that I want to know.
I am quite
I know,
sure.
I'm curious.
I want to find out.
I didn't like the show. I didn't like the show framing it as an embarrassing secret, but like,
Yeah,
it was.
that was
well,
kind of cringe.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, that's just how it be in anime, I guess, which does suck. But I guess
It could have been worse. I don't know.
if my friends found out that I was like Hannah Montana sometimes,
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen you in the same room together.
well, there's a funny story behind that, and to get it, you'll have to go up my ass.
Uh-oh.
I guess I would feel embarrassed if my friends found out that I was dressing up as Hannah Montana for someone.
I think.
guess.
I think if someone found out I was dressing up as Hannah Montana, I would simply need to execute Order 73 and fucking murk them because they can't know.
I guess no. I guess I wouldn't want anybody to know.
They can't know it. It's a state secret.
So then, by the end of the episode, they're human again. And it suddenly shifts to, like, 90s VHS anime quality.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Weird and dark and grainy. And they have a serious conversation about this. And the guy who dresses as the idol says, I'm not asking you all to accept me. I would do anything for them. and then it like shows someone saying goodnight to his idol persona and then falling asleep.
It is intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I did like his friend being like, I don't care.
Yeah,
It was surprising, but like, whatever.
He said, I'm shocked, but our bond is stronger than that.
That was sweet.
It's really good, I think.
Yeah.
Seems like a good boy.
Yeah. I want to know what the weird weasel road sign is with the heart.
Yeah, there was an end clip after the credits where they have these like extraction cops.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cops are. They extract your mouth ball.
It's concerning because one of the characters is kind of a JoJo food.
Oh my.
Joe, you have to be so careful.
I know. I'm very concerned because I saw that you knew which one, right?
How could I not know which one?
I actually don't.
The one with the really sharp teeth and the like long white hair. I was like, I saw that character in the intro and I was like, oh. No idea what that was about though.
Isn't it that one character who's like from Gundam and he's got like blonde hair and he looks like a fucking himbo? And
Yes.
That's what that dude, the other dude, reminded me of.
Shit. Shar? Shar
Yeah.
from Gundam?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't think that's the one I'm talking about.
No, I know.
I
I
don't
know you're
think-
talking. I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
No, not Char.
I don't
Sorry,
think
a
that
different one.
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't think Shar is a himbo.
Yeah, not Char. Someone else.
I think Shar is a hater.
Yeah.
Oh, some hot takes up in here.
I don't know that it is hot. I think it's sort of universally accepted. So that's what happens in the first episode of Sarazanmai.
If you'd like to know what happens in the second episode, watch the second episode rule in alternate dimension 5C.
Yeah. So are any of you going to watch more of this?
I
would be down to watch the second episode with you all, to be honest. It'd be fun.
I just...
Are you
I'm
not strong
curious,
enough?
but I just don't know. I just don't know, y'all. I would struggle, I think. I do want to see Garfield.
I do want to know
I want to know why Garfield
comes in.
is there.
I do want to know that
It's
too.
just gonna be like the pig guy in Demon Slayer, and it's
Yeah.
gonna take like 8 fucking episodes to get to Garfield.
And then it's just gonna be...
It's like waiting for Godot, but it's Garfield.
I am curious about the girl that is getting catfished, but not really, as well.
Waiting for Asdot.
Emma.
Sorry.
This is a really high effort catfish, if it is.
I'm like out of... I don't have any jokes to say. Like, there's nothing that I can say that there is truly no sequence of words that I could say in any order that would be funnier than just watching this episode.
Yeah, correct.
Just, I mean, imagine this shows up in your, like, Crunchyroll feed, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
it's
just
like,
oh, cool.
here's a hot new anime you might like. And you flip it on, you and your family.
And it's funny because we didn't even talk about like the art style, the music, the voices.
We
All
need
of it's
to.
pretty good,
It's
in my opinion.
It is a beautiful anime.
Beautifully
It's-
animated.
It's very well animated. The voices are all
The
great.
aesthetic's wild.
Uchiyama Koki is
Like,
there.
what's the deal with the road signs? That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, intriguing.
I wish that when people say urban fantasy, they're referring to
They
this.
were referring to Sarazanmai.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
it gave me... This is not going to be an accessible reference for anyone on the show, but it has, like, similar vibes to Mawaru Penguin Drum, except instead of the weird, like, sadness and regalness, a lot of anal cavities. Just, like, a crazy amount of colons.
I did want to say with the road sign thing at the very beginning, where a fucking road sign falls on him. I was so fucking scared. I was so fucking horrified that this was gonna be an isekai. I was so scared. I was so scared that
But
it was
no,
gonna be
it's
him
just a
dying and then
dream.
like he appears in like some other universe where he's a kappa or something. But no, instead he gets turned into a kappa by being eaten, getting his butt ball sucked out, and then spent back out as a kappa, which is a lot more appealing to me than just an isekai.
Which says something about Black Hole, but I think that's good.
It does, and I don't care.
No, it's good. I approve. Oh god. Do we have anything else to say? Or...
I have nothing to say about this show except for like, watch it.
Watch at least. Watch it. Actually, do watch it though.
Just you could listen to us for 20, 30 minutes, describe to you what happens.
It's gotta have been longer than that.
Or you could just see it. You could just feel it inside you.
Yeah. Go watch it and then listen to the podcast, which you will do after having reached this part of the podcast.
Just get right up in there. Get right up in there and get that butt ball.
And watch Sarazanmai.
Sometimes you just want a little butt stuff in your life. And a little Erica by your side.
Alright. Emma, please tell people where they can email us.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. If you have any formal complaints to file, you can reach us at we are oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number.
Hell yeah. We usually check the email before and sometimes during the episode.
Also, if you want to tell us about your amazing fun Kappa adventures with your friends, we have a Twitter as well. At oneepisodecast@twitter.com.
Yes.
Now hang on.
That is also one twitter.com/oneepisodecast, I believe. Or just at oneepisodecast, if you prefer to go that way.
Email us at oneepisodecast@twitter.com.
This is really a lot to handle. We usually post our episodes on Thursdays or Fridays, depending on how hard the week is whipping our asses. And we also retweet a bunch of goofy stuff. And we are pretty much always available. If you have recommendations that you'd like to send in, or just want to curse us with horrible anime content that we can talk about on the next episode, hit us up.
Don't get our butt ball.
Don't get our butt ball.
Don't.
No, we need that.
All right.
Please.
No, we're just gonna record the rest of the night till we say something funny enough to end the episode.